Got an interesting budget knife for you guys tonight. This company, I don't think makes them anymore. Xtouc or whatever it's called. This knife has like shockingly good action. Like, it really does. It's got very good action, considering I think they're only like $20, $25, something like that. I believe I paid $22 on Amazon for this thing. Anyhow, I don't think this company makes them anymore, but the company Land, you know, like the Land, the Land 911, I think it's called. It's kind of like a Sabenza-ish design, but it's made with G10. It's a liner lock. Anyways, that company, Land, San Renmu makes them. They make a model of this too, and it's called the 801. Yeah, the 801. And just type in Land 801 and it'll pull it up. You can get them in micarta, G10, like fake carbon fiber. They're $20 to $30. Not sure if Amazon has them, but I know they sell them on like Alibaba or AliExpress, whatever you want to call it. Anyhow, this knife is surprisingly good for $20. But it's got one issue. And that issue is this D2. It is done really terrible. Like, really bad. If you're just looking for a $20 fidget knife, hey, to cut some tape every once in a while, hey, it's not bad. But if you're looking for an actual pocket knife, I would very much stay away. And I know there's been a bunch of channels. Now, this is an older knife. But there's been a bunch of channels that with like I think Knife Beater, and Love the Knives. I know they put videos out on these things, and saying they're great values for $20. And again, action wise, plus comfort in hand, believe it or not, geometry, these are pretty badass little knives. But the D2 is just done really, really badly. When you sharpen it, it feels like you're sharpening frickin' Play-Doh. In use, even at 20 degrees aside, the edge rolls very, very easily. It does not take much, and you'll roll the edge the apex right over. Even cutting cardboard, like, USPS box cardboard or thin cardboard, it doesn't take much, and you'll start to get edge deformation. It just rolls. Like, honestly, if I was to take and like rock this on this wood table, I guarantee you that edge would roll. And that's with me even doing it at 22 degrees per side and doing a very light convex on it to give it a little bit more edge stability. This edge here is off of a DMT 325 mesh, and it's a great edge, sticky, very sticky actually, and lots of bite. It wants a cut, and again, that's pretty thin geometry. It comes down to probably about, I'd say that's like 15 thousandths. So you got pretty good geometry, but the edge just won't hold up. if it did, this would be a hell of a good value. And it's kind of surprising, and that's what makes me think that San Renmu doesn't make this knife. They're just rebranding it. San Renmu does pretty good job on their 8CR, their BD1, their BD1N, their D2. Those steels, San Renmu does a pretty good job. So if San Renmu made this, I believe it would perform pretty good. Now with that said, the action and the quality of the build feels very much like San Renmu, because they do, for the money, San Renmu does crazy good work. So the quality of the build feels really good. How consistent the grind is, everything about this knife is done pretty damn good, except for the steel. And if you've listened to any of my videos, this is not what's important to me. This is. If this doesn't perform, then I don't care about any of this. I want the money to go into the bleed. I want the bleed to perform as high as it can out of a factory heat treat. If I got to sacrifice a little bit of the action, a little bit of fit and finish, that's cool, as long as this is done as good as it can be. And sadly, here it's not. I actually had two of these, because when I first got this one, I liked it so much, I got the carbon fiber one, the land version, and it's exactly the same. Now that one is branded San Renmu, but it's literally this exact same knife. It just got like fake, like G10 with that carbon laminate shit on it. Excuse my language. Anyhow, this one here, terrible D2. The land one, hey, what happened to my lighting? The land one, same thing, just very poor D2. Now on the stones it feels kind of gummy, but not too bad, and it deburs pretty nicely. You can tell that there's some retained austenite in the steel, as it is a little gummy, but not too bad. So I really didn't expect it to perform as poorly as it does. But I was wrong. And it's not an edge stability issue, because to cut light cardboard with a 22 degree, a 44 inclusive edge that's been convexed, yeah, you're not rolling that on cardboard unless there's some serious problem. So there's definitely an issue. The heat treat is probably not very good, and it's probably tempered too soft. Why it's like that, I don't know. I can only assume it's a retained austenite issue, and it's just run very soft. But it's crazy that it can go from this good of an edge to pretty much not cutting, or relying on geometry to cut, probably within 100 linear foot of cardboard. Now, I'm not saying that in 100 foot it'll be dull. I'm saying in 100 foot it probably won't cleanly slice paper. Definitely within 150 foot. And like, for example, a 9201 from San Renmu in D2. That knife will cut, like 350, 400 feet and still easily slice paper. Like newspaper. No problem at all. This knife would probably have, after 100, 150 feet, it would have a hard time slicing printer paper. you look at the edge under a microscope and you can clearly see that the apex is rolled over. Just like right now, like I said, if I was to take and rock it over this table, not even hard, just, or do some drag cuts on this wood, and I guarantee you it would roll that apex over. I need to figure out how to edit in clips from a USB microscope, and I'll start showing you guys that. Anyways, great knife. I don't know. Now, I got these a long time ago. In fact, I got this one when they very first came out, which was like 2.5, 3 years ago. And I got the Land one like a month later. So both of those were bought when they very first come out. They may have corrected it. They may, like the Land ones maybe are good now. I don't know. I can't see Land, which is a SRM company, just putting out garbage. So either it's a issue with the actual, the actual OEM that makes these, or if Sanrenmu makes them, I don't know what to say, because I would not expect that out of them. Every knife I've gotten from Sanrenmu has actually been pretty damn well done. Nothing to complain about. Heat treats, fit and finish, everything. Yeah, so I would be very surprised if Sanrenmu actually made this knife. Or if they did, that it hasn't been corrected by now. I need to grab another one just to see if they're still like that. They're only, for the micarta ones, I think they're like $18 to $20 on AliExpress. And again, if this knife had a good heat treat or a decent heat treat and everything else is like it is now, this would be a great value. It really would be. Like, it would be way worth the $20. Now, if they fixed it or not, I don't know. But this is the stuff, this right here is what gives D2 a bad name, and why so many people are scared to buy it. You used to expect to get crap D2 from China if, say, 5 years ago, 4 years ago, right when the D2 budget knives started really piling in. You kind of expected to just get garbage D2. It was either wasn't D2 and was marked D2, or it was D2 and the heat treat was absolutely horrid. That's kind of how this knife is. It's just horrid. If I didn't know any better, well, I don't know any better, actually. This may not be D2. It may just be marked D2. Now, I believe it's D2. I doubt it's not. I need to do a PMI on it and see, just for curiosity's sake. But if it's not D2 and it's not a heat treat issue, I don't even know what it could be, because this is among the worst edge retention I've ever had in a knife. Like literally, like $7 M-Tex will cut longer than this. Nope, it'll cut as long as this stuff will. If you was to cut like double wall cardboard with this, it would kill an edge in like 20-30 feet. And your $7 to $10 M-Tex will do better than that. So I don't know, but it is a really cool knife, and I hope that they fixed it. And I hope that whatever's wrong with the heat treat, that they corrected it. It's been enough time now. There's no reason that they should have garbage heat treats now. And if they have fixed it, and you have one, please let me know in the comments. I'll buy another one. I would love it if this knife actually had a decent heat treat on it and serviceable edge retention. And I'll figure out how to edit in microscope, USB microscope shots, and I'll start showing you guys edge deformation from whatever it is we're cutting. Yeah, see a perfect edge and nice coarse edge, and I guarantee you, with hardly any cutting at all, and that edge will be done for. Alright guys, if you got one of the Land 801s, please let me know how it performs for you. I would love to hear that it performs good, because I really, I'll buy another one on the spot. I'd love to have one of these that performs well. Alright, y'all have a good night.